Hello, everybody. Welcome to TBC Central. My name is Nancy, and I am your host today. Today, we're going to finish up homeless camps, and it's part 3 of 3. So here we go.
Interesting area. With Mr. Waco here, that's what he goes by. He's going to show me around a little bit. Coming out towards the road. Have a portable outhouse there. That's something you don't see very much. A lot of trash. It's hard to haul it out when you don't have any help. As usual, though, I won't invade any further than this. So we'll just go ahead and back out and keep looking. As I said, these folks here, man, it's hard to get them to talk even if they're here. I get the distinct impression that one guy said he's been out here for 10 years. You get pretty reclusive after a while, and that might be part of the problem.
Hi, my name is Salea Leal, and I was born in Austin, Texas, and my mom and dad were very abusive, would be the way to put it. And I was put into Child Protective Services, which is the government that takes in charge of the kids. Well, at 17 and a half, they put me back with my mom, and she kicked me out, and I've been homeless now for about 3 years. It's just been really hard to worry about food and clothes, and when they don't got many women's shelters, they're mostly men. And so it makes it hard for women to go somewhere and be at. So I just been camping in woods because I don't want to be around all the drama downtown either. And what I would love to do is, I still haven't finished my GED because my mom kicked me out, or my high school diploma. So it's really hard for me to finish high school. But what I'd like to do one day is to, even with my health problems, I would love to go be a motocross racer. That's my dream. But I have a disintegrated disc, I'm hearing impaired, and it's just really hard for me to make it with my health problems and to finish going to school. But that's what my dream is. The people are very hard because I believe that there's people that, got themselves on the street themselves, but there's a lot of people who never asked to be on the streets either. And that's why they're very hostile, because they feel like nobody gives a care about them. And because of that, I believe that's why people get into the drugs and alcohol, is because they're so upset about nobody caring about them, and they have no friends, no family, no nothing like me. They start turning into drugs and alcohol, and I'm over here fighting to stay away from all that. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I've thought about it because it's an escape from all the pain, and a lot of people don't know how much the pain is to have nobody. And that's why a lot of them is hostile, because, they've learned where no one's going to care about me. They have all this anger built up. I would like to know that people know that CPS is very abusive and neglectful to their children. And there's a lot of, since I've been out on the streets, I've run into over 100 people I knew in CPS.
That's you there, and I just want to shake your hand and say thank you so much. Very courageous as you are. This looks like it's probably the girls' camp. Not bad. They're going out to see if they can get some money. They've done pretty much the same thing everybody else does. Put a tarp up over the tent to give it a little extra protection from the elements. And apparently they cook outside a little bit, as you can see there. And so we're just going to keep looking around. All right, well, I'm back in these woods back here east of Austin, and found a really large camp here. This one is run by a vet, a guy who was in Vietnam. And I'd like to show you around. Have a windbreak there, and have several tents here. We've made it very much like home. And have a little bridge here over into the main camp. American flag hanging is welcome. This is up on the little brook there, and there's a tent up the trail on that side. And the guys are right there having a chat right now. And we're going to go up there and have a little discussion with them. American flag, as I said, greeting you. They've been here for a number of years, and we'll let them tell their story.
He lives on the woods.
Yeah, I'm just going to pan around here so everybody can see what the area is like here, who we're with. And we're going to end up with this gentleman here. And I want to thank you for inviting us into your home. It's pretty much up to you if you want to tell us your name or not. And
Roger.
Well, Roger's invited us into his camp here, and he has several friends that he has helped settle here. And Roger, you said you were in Vietnam.
Yes, sir.
And what did you do in the service? What was your...
I was infantry and I lived in the Marine Corps.
You were in infantry in the Marine Corps.
One of Uncle Sam's misguided children.
All right.
Well, I don't take care of everybody, but I help people. I've been out here off and on for 10 years. And, off and on, Ain't been gone long, but I've been down here for quite a while, and I love it down here. And I do help people as much as I can. And, I take a few people in I didn't even know they need a place, and an extra tent. So it's all good.
How many folks do you have in this area with you right here now?
Oh, wow, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another camp up here. It's about 5 people. About 10 people.
About 10 people.
Yeah. Yeah, I count them in.
All right. And you prefer to be out here. Can you tell us why you prefer to be out here rather than, say,
Well, I was born in Kentucky and grew up in Illinois and lived up and out in the Rocky Mountains for quite a while. And I just love the outdoors. I can get me a place. I can afford a place. But I just like it here. So instead of paying people rent, I help my friends out. Give them, with my money,
right.
That I get from the VA. So, and I keep enough for me to get through the month. I got plenty of food. I got everything I need.
I want to introduce David. He just came up into Roger's camp, and he's agreed to tell us a few things. I want to thank you so much, David, for doing that.
Well,
and it's your time.
I'm waiting on your questions.
Well, how long have you been out here, and why do you live here instead of in the city?
Peace and quiet. Bottom line.
And how long have you been doing this?
9 years.
9 years?
Yeah.
And do you have any military background?
Nope.
What was it that you did before you came out here, or maybe you're still doing it?
I could hit a golf ball through a keyhole.
So you were a golf pro?
Yep.
Or striving to be?
No, not striving.
You really were?
Yeah.
That's
but
pretty
I got
neat.
Stupid.
I'm not sure I know what that means.
You get stupid. You want to race motorcycles.
Oh, you raced.
I wanted to race motorcycles too.
I see. And what happened? That kind of messed up your game, or?
The whole left arm, whole left side.
Whole left arm got run. So you were a golf pro, got on a motorcycle, and you were racing motorcycles. Is that what you were doing? Or?
Yeah.
And you had an accident. And I'm sorry.
Team Honda.
Team Honda. Wow. So you've got a real professional history.
Yeah.
How about family? Do you
Pretty
have
much educated too.
Educated. What's your education?
You can do a crossword in 15 minutes.
You messed me up now.
So you can do. You've been a golf pro for a number of years, and you got injured in a motorcycle accident. But you have some education too. You want to tell us about that? Because a lot of people think that, that folks out here aren't educated, but I ran into several hundred of them in Sacramento who live along the Sacramento River.
Yeah,
college professors, doctors.
Yeah, doctors, lawyers. I mean,
I learned hands-on.
If you're asking me to polish my own pencil, I'm not going to.
It's not that. It's because I want people to know who you are.
But I'm damn good at what I do.
Okay, well, that's good enough for us.
And I got 3 rules I live by. Don't lie, don't steal, and don't cheat.
Exactly.
And if my friends need something, and I've got it, and if I don't give it to them, then I'm a worm.
Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Basically.
That's how you
Golden rule.
Golden rule, yeah.
I read the Bible. I applied for 27 jobs within an 18-week span. And the first word out of their mouth was, if you can't speak Spanish, we can't use you.
There you go.
And I can do the job better than they can do.
Yeah, bilingual, man. You gotta be bilingual.
Roy, does that get brought up around there a lot?
I'll tell you guys,
I mean,
it's been brought up a lot.
Truthfully.
You are. You brought it up a lot. A lot of people have complained about this. A lot of people have lost their jobs. One guy in particular was a guy who was a cook. He was a very good cook, and he was making $9 an hour. And they gave the job to an illegal alien for $6 an hour, and they fired him.
I've been homeless for 10 years, and I just turned 31. But I got my own particular situation that I'm embedded in as far as my own crisis that I've become into contact with and had to learn how to strategize and overcompromise to deal with the ordinary functions of life, you know. But if I could tell anybody anything, you know, I would tell them take strides matter hand by hand. You know, focus before you be aware. You know, that's it.
That's outstanding. That's actually profound.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And this is the reason why I wanted to come out here and tell this story, because I think you all have great things to say. There's a lot of good information here, a lot of life experiences, and obviously a lot of good philosophy. But we give more money overseas than we do to our own people. Did you say that's true, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So why do we do that? Why do we give more?
Essay.
Yeah, you could write an essay. You say you could write an essay on that. So why is it that we do that? Is it because it's great foreign policy to make sure we have friends overseas, but we forget about our people in our own backyard?
Power.
It's about power.
Yeah.
That's right.
Power play.
It's about power.
We'll help
It's
you.
power
You help
play. It's
us.
power
And when
play.
we need help, there ain't no
Man, I
help.
got to ask you a question before you do it again.
That's all right. That's all right.
You ain't gonna call him SpongeBob, eh?
No, I'm asking a question.
Okay, that's right.
You're
Next
right.
question.
That's right.
How are you actually going to use this?
My point is to show people, like I said before, that the government forgets their own folks. As we just brought out, they're so concerned about establishing foreign policy. We send millions and billions of dollars overseas, and yet we've got people here that we could be taking care of, number one. Number two, that there are vets that have been separated from their families, their friends. They've suffered injuries, some of them severely, and we forget about them.
About
They
that
come back.
typhoon this morning that hit
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah, they
Are
come
we
back.
gonna spend $1 billion on Japan now?
Yeah, probably. But that's the point,
Piss me off, man.
So what I'm using
Had a
this for is to
grandpa die
show.
when I'm playing.
I'm sorry to hear that. So here's the point, I'm going to use this to show people that the folks that are out here aren't what they have in their minds, which is drunks, derelicts, drug addicts, that they're not good for anything. That's what most people think. They want to talk about cruise ships, going to the casinos. They want about spending lots of money at restaurants, and that's what the media shows is all the stuff that makes people spend money. Go out there, and then they forget that there are people that are having to live like this. Now, you can't help everybody, but you can't forget about it either.
Yeah, but we live better than most people.
Oh, I agree. Actually, you're very
We
true.
stand up balls to the wall.
Some people probably envy us, man.
Yeah.
They play it off.
We don't let nobody go hungry.
Right.
And we
And a lot of those people out there would.
times now you got to run some asshole off.
Right. Sure.
If you got that thing.
It's okay. That's on. It's
Bleep,
Well,
bleep.
I didn't mean to say that, but
those words are okay. There are a couple that you can't use, but those are fine.
we take care of ourselves.
You take care of yourself.
That's the bottom line.
Right.
You know what?
And you take care of each other.
You know the definition of
And other
homeless?
people, they well know. I help people.
How about that person that owns that $1 million home
sandwich?
and he's got a big old loan and he pays on it every week? He's homeless because he don't own that home. We own our own homes. We should be, not homeless. But them people work from week to
We've
week.
all got an agenda. And that agenda is
Help each other out, man.
absolutely help each other out.
Something little,
Hey, you go get but God.
Well, guys, I want to thank you again for your time. I didn't want to take up too much. I just want to make sure that you know that I'm doing this because I want people to know your story, and that's important. So I hope you all have a good day.
You too.
You homeless camp.
Homeless
You
camp.
be safe.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Pop.
I appreciate that.
Well, you be watched when you leave.
I'm sure I am.
Doug's gonna treat you like this.
Here we are.
Knock it up.
We got one dog here with us, and he's taking care of everybody. Anyway, these are my friends. I want you all to meet them, see us all together. And these are great guys.
Good luck, Pop.
Love y'all.
Whatever you can do, God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
No, he ain't got that.
We're pretty close. Take care, gentlemen.
Come on by.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
They wanted me to show you this other little camp that's up here. They've done a really good job on making this a nice area. It's very clean. Everything's very clean. And Roger's responsible for most of this. See, they have their open pits, but they're well protected. Large tent there for a lot of folks, kind of like the living room. There's a little dog that protects everybody. He's bitten my shoe a few times, trying to make sure that he knows who's boss. A nice little brood you see here. Gentlemen, take care. Thanks for everything.
God bless.
So I think that was pretty beneficial. And we're about 200 yards off the road. So interesting day. After talking to Roger and those guys, I came back along this area here, and as you saw a minute ago, walking up to this camp here, several guys live here. They say they're in the process of actually putting this trash away, so it's going to look really nice once they get it done. And we're going to come around here and talk to this gentleman. He's agreed to do that for us. Looks like you're having some beans.
Oh, yeah.
And could you tell us your name, sir?
My name's James Bourgeois.
James. And how long have you been out here?
About 3 years.
About 3 years. And you're just getting ready, you think, to move up to a little better standard of things.
I've gotten on the list of the Fishes and Loaves program. And if you already have an income, and they do everything right there, believe it or not. They do your background check there. They do your fingerprint and everything. It's all right there. And then they told me that I didn't have any problem. I'd be number 11 on the list.
Great.
And that was yesterday around 3 o'clock. So I love the woods, man. I mean, I grew up in the woods of Mississippi, Louisiana. I mean, this is home, man. This is what I feel is home. But I'm getting ready to go on because my wife just passed away a couple years of bone cancer.
I'm so sorry.
So right here where I sat, and I look up into the heavens and thinking that I'm doing the right thing. She's smiling at me because she knows I'm actually trying. There's a lot of people looking.
We're here with a group of friends.
They come down and visit Waco over here and his girlfriend Rhonda, or is it your wife, Waco? I'm sorry, which do you? Both. Okay, we'll go with that. And Rachel lives here as well. Mitch there and Tag come down here, like I say, and help these guys out. Both Tag and Mitch are veterans. They come down here to make sure that Waco is doing well. And we have a homeless dog here too. His name, or her name I should say, is Aries. Aries? Aries. Okay. Yeah, Mitch says it's Aries, and they've had her here for about a couple of days.
No, a
lot longer than that.
just 2 days here.
No, she came here Sunday night.
Sunday night.
All righty. And I'm gonna come and get in the picture there. I'm gonna come on around.
Has everybody stood up?
Well, it won't get you to stand up because it's made for where you're sitting down. So here we are, and I'm here with these guys. They've given me a lot of good leads, told me a lot of good stories, and I just want to thank you guys. Thanks so much. Appreciate everything you're doing. God bless you. He said, bring my ass back here. I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and there are even homeless camped out here. Of course, this would get really hot in the summertime, and you have to make your home with rattlesnakes and scorpions. There are about 6 or 8 people in this area, I believe. Little area here to cook in, eat. So we find people everywhere, really, in the desert, in the mountains, and they're just trying to make it. I'm looking for some other people here right now. And they're all out working. I guess I gotta hand it to them. Gotta hand it to them. Here's another camp here. Let's see if we can talk to anybody here. I don't know what they do when it does rain. Anybody home? Well, I'll abide by my rules. I won't go up any closer if they're not home, just like anybody else's. You want to be secure in your possessions, what little you have. Okay, we're here with Kathy and Kelly in Tucson, Arizona. And Kelly is a Vietnam vet, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what's happened here. And then I'd like Kathy to say a few things, too. Here you go, Kelly.
I'm pretty much a cook or a construction worker, odd jobs, nothing really specific on anything that I do.
And you've been out here for some time.
I've been here in this particular desert for going on 5 months.
And you were saying earlier that it used to be, and if you repeat this, you used to see a particular type of person, now you're seeing more families?
More families, more children. And, what I can see coming from the government, basically, is that they're willing, if you have children, they're willing to help a woman and their children. But if she's married, then it cuts back on their benefits. So basically, to keep a family unit, they're all moving out into the desert so they can stay together rather than being split up.
And you're seeing that more and more.
More and more, yeah, especially within the last 2 years. We show them how to put together a campfire and put together meals. They get food from the food banks and stuff. We show them how to stretch that food out to make 2 or 3 meals out of one portion instead of just one meal. Show them how, give them a little bit of an inspect on the animals that live out here. When you get forced out here, it isn't just the tendency of trying to survive with water and food or help that other people can give you, but trying to survive with the other animals and the environment that you move into. Well, you have coyotes and javelinas, and there's all different kinds of squirrels and pack rats, like you said, snakes and lizards. It's their home, and we're invading it basically. But survival here is not easy. Yeah, especially here in Arizona.
Well, I appreciate that. Let's let Kathy say a few words. You were talking about the fact that you saw a young woman out here trying to survive.
Yeah, the young women, or even some of the older women that have lived in homes all their lives, and through bad circumstances where their husbands get laid off, or they have medical emergencies where all their money's taken away, their homes are taken away. They haven't a clue how to cook over a campfire, how to prepare a campfire. John helped us out a lot when we first got to Arizona. I didn't know about the different woods. Some of the wood that you use in a campfire is poisonous, and you can't cook it. You have to use a certain type of wood out here. And had he not told me, I probably would not have known.
And then now you share that information.
We share along the line. And last month I had an abundance of meat. So we cooked a big deal and invited whoever was within earshot. Word of mouth got around. We ended up having about 14 people come over that day, and fortunately we stretched it to where everybody got some. But that's just the way neighbors help neighbors out here.
Well, that's the thing. Each of you are contributing a little bit of what you know.
But it's really hard on the ones who don't know how to survive.
And you've been teaching them to do that.
Yeah.
Do you all ever see yourselves getting, back to like where you're living like everybody else, or do you see the economy just going down so much now that there's no recovery?
Well, it's going to be a struggle because, I'm a retired bartender. I mean, I was a professional bartender, not just a fly-by-night.
Right.
And I'm too old, and I'm disabled. I can't do the work anymore. And Kelly's getting of an age where he can't be climbing them scaffoldings and stuff on the roofs anymore. So yeah, we're going to probably have to figure out something, but the economy's really bad.
Well, is there anything else you all would like to just say before, because I don't want to take up your whole day.
Just one more thing. I want everybody to know, veterans and all Americans, is we've been here before. We've done this before. We've been through harder times before, and we'll survive it. We'll get through it. All we have to do is all pull together, and it'll be fine. We'll come out of this just fine. Blaming it on one person isn't the way to go about it. Just pull together. We'll get through it.
You guys are fantastic.
I want to thank both of you, and that was very emotional, Kelly. I can see that. You're wonderful people. And that's what I found out here. There have been just wonderful, wonderful people, and, I'd be happy and proud to call you all neighbors myself.
We'll get back.
Okay. You take care. Thanks, guys. One of the dangers of living out here, of course, is if you can't prepare adequately for storms, wind, or other people that are willing to destroy or rifle through your things. And I think that's what's happened here. They obviously have suffered a difficulty here and then just gave up with somewhere else.
Still in Tucson, I found this place here
I don't know if there's anybody here, but we're going to check it out and see. There's one here, and there's one over here, right there, and probably somebody right over here. I'm going to get out and see if they'll talk to me. Well, I've tried calling out again as usual. They're not working, so, they do the best they can. Anybody home? I'm just a journalist doing a story, not the police. There's another one here. These have kids. The dogs that protect the kids, which is good. Looks like it's a makeshift shelter.
I can't imagine living in a desert with the rattlesnakes and tarantulas and lizards and coyotes and everything coming at you. And that's not to mention the rain, because when it rains in a desert, you get flash flooding. So it's really, really hazardous to live in a desert underground like that. I created this channel to raise awareness for the people in need. Those people might include the homelessness, the runaways, people living below poverty, people who have been through a natural disaster, drug users who are trying to get clean, etc. There are numerous people in so many categories which need to be brought to the forefront. If you have what you need to be grateful, as there are so many that do not have. I'm not saying the rich should support everyone, but I want to make it clear that with proper planning, education, and help with changing mindsets, we can make a difference. We will never eradicate the poor because, believe it or not, it's a big moneymaker for governments. Just like Big Pharma will never release all the medications or treatments that would cure so many diseases because they would lose humongous profits in doing so. My prayer for everyone is that God will provide everyone peace, love, abundance, health, happiness, and a good life. Be grateful and have a blessed day. Catch you tomorrow. Ciao.